Morning everyone. Today's topic is endodontic instruments and it will be covered under following headings: introduction, standardization of root canal instruments, classification, according to Grossman, exploring instruments, debridement instrument, shaping instrument, obturating instrument, and according to ISO FDI classification group 1, 2, 3, 4. Summary and references. Introduction. Although variety of instruments used in general dentistry are applicable in endodontics, but some special instruments are unique to endodontic purpose. Initially, manufacturers of endodontic instruments adhered closely to these specifications, but nowadays several variations regarding diameter, taper, tip features, stiffness, and metal type used have been noted. Standardization of root canal instruments. In 1957, Angle and Levin recommended the standardization of root canal instruments on the following pattern. Instruments shall be numbered from 10 to 100, the number to increase by 5 units to size 60 and then by 10 units to size 100. Each number shall represent the diameter of the instrument in 100 of millimeter at the tip. The working blade or flutes shall begin at tip designed at the side D1 and extend exactly 16 mm up the shaft, terminating at designated side D2. The diameter of the D1 diameter extends to D2 up to 16 mm and D2 is 0.32 mm greater than D1. This size ensures a constant increase in taper of 0.02 mm per millimeter of every instrument regardless of size. Specification of files and reamers. We have sizes and accordingly color codes. That is for 6 pink, 8 grey, 10 purple, 15 white, 20 yellow, 25 red, 30 blue, 35 green and 40 black. Likewise, it will increase. And then a classification according to Grossman. According to their function, root canal instruments are divided into 4 types: exploring, debridement instruments, shaping instruments, obturating instruments. ISO FDI classification. They group root canal instruments according to their method of use. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3 and Group 4. Group 1 is hand used only. They are H and K type, reamer, K type and U type, broaches, pluggers, spreaders. Group 2 are engine driven instruments or latch type instruments, same design as Group 1 but made to be attached to a handpiece also. Included are paste fillers. Group 3 engine driven latch type, example gauge glidden drills and piezo reamers. Group 4 is root canal points, example GP points, silver points, paper absorbent points. Now we are coming to broaches. These barbed broaches used to engage the pulp tissue. Barbed broaches break easily, especially if they bind in the root canal. To avoid breakage, barbed broaches are not inserted in the root canal until the canal has been enlarged up to the size of 20 or 25 file. Type smooth. There are 2 types in broaches, that is smooth and barbed broaches. Smooth, this is used as a pathfinder to see the patency of canal, and barbed broaches, it is a short-handled instrument used primarily for extricating of entire pulp and for the removal of necrotic debris, paper points, cotton pellets and other foreign materials from the root canal. Reamers and files, first designed as early as 1904 by Kerr Manufacturing Company. K-style reamer and files are the most widely manufactured and used root canal instruments. There are approximately twice number of flutes in a file than on a reamer on corresponding size. Because the use of square blank result in instrument that resist fracture more effectively than those made from triangle blanks. Square blanks, generally used for making small and fragile instruments. K-style modification. Kerr Manufacturing Company in 1982 introduced a new instrument design increase the flexibility and cutting efficiency of the instrument. Recently, Kerr MC introduced a hybrid instrument that is K or triple flex file. It has more spiral flutes than a K reamer but less flutes than a K file. Functionally characteristic of reamers, these 2 instruments that ream specifically a sharp-edged tool for enlarging a tapering hole. Traditionally, reamer cut by being inserted into the root canal, twisted or rotated clockwise 1/4 to 1.5 turn to engage their 90 to 1800 blades into the dentin and then withdrawn. The cut is made during removal of reamer. Now coming to file, the tight flutes of a file establish a cutting edge that achieves its long axis on retraction or withdrawal although it will cut in the push motion also. In a filing motion, the instrument can place into the canal at the desired length. Pressure is exerted against canal wall. While this pressure is maintained, instrument is withdrawn. H-file or hand file, these are manufactured from round stainless steel wire machine to produce a spiral flute resembling cone or screw. The instrument has a higher cutting efficiency than K-file, but it is fragile and fractures easily. It's impossible to ream or drill with this instrument pulling action. ISO GR2 and 3. Engine-driven instruments can be used in three types of contra-angled handpiece: a full rotary handpiece, either latch type or frictional drill, a reciprocating or a quarter turn handpiece, a handpiece which is addition to reciprocating a quarter turn also provide a vertical stroke. Rotary contra-angle handpiece instruments. Instrumentation with a full rotary handpiece is by straight line drilling or side drilling or side cutting, lateral cutting, mounted with round and trapped burrs or diamond points. Full rotary contra-angled handpiece can be used to develop a coronal axis root canal orifice. Engine-driven instruments. Two of the most historic and popular engine-driven instruments are gauge glidden drill and a piezo reamer. Coming to the gauge glidden drill, gauge glidden drills are used for initial opening of a canal orifices and a deeper pen in straight and curved canals. They are available in the size 1 to 6. The gauge glidden drill has a long, thin shaft ending in a flame-shaped head with a safe tip and a guard against the perforation. It is used with a gentle apically directed pressure. Piezo reamer, it is used in preparing the coronal portion of the root canal for a post and core. It has a long sharp flutes connected to a thick shaft. It cuts laterally. Both gauge glidden drill and a PR are made of hardened carbon steel that corrodes easily. Coming to ultrasonic and sonic handpieces or endosonic in endodontics. Ultrasonic endodontics is based upon a system in which used as an energy 20 to 25 kHz activities and endodontic files, resulting in three-dimensional activation of a file in the surrounding medium. These instruments deliver an irrigant or coolant, usually sodium hypochlorite, into the canal by vibrating a file. The principal sonic HP available today are the Micro Mega 500 or 1400 sonic air system like a air roder handpiece. It attaches to the regular air line at a pressure of 0.4 megapascal. Three types of files are used with the Micro Mega 1500. These are Rispisonic file, Shaper Sonic, and Triosonic. Rotary file system. It has got Pro Taper next. In sequence, these files have yellow, red, blue, double black, and a double yellow identification signs in their handles. Rings on their handles, corresponding to sizes 17 by 04, 25 by 06, 30 by 07, 40 by 06, and 50 by 06 respectively. M-wire technology. Compared to traditional nitide, research has shown that M-wire technology improves the resistance to cyclic fatigue by almost 400% when comparing files of the same tip, diameter, taper, and cross-section. The good news is M-wire improves the resistance to cyclic fatigue, decreases the potential for broken instruments, and increases flexibility. Clinically, this provides three significant advantages. One, reduced engagement due to the swaggering effect, which limits undesirable taper block. Second, offers more cross-sectional space for enhanced cutting, loading, and urging the debris. Then allows any PTN file to cut a bigger envelope of motion compared to a similarly sized file with a symmetrical mass and axis of rotation. Coming to the technique, prepare a straight line axis to canal orifice, explore the canal using small sized hand files, determine working length, verify patency, and confirm a smooth reproducible glide path. Expand the glide path using a size of 15 hand file or with a dedicated mechanical glide path file. In the presence of sodium hypochlorite, float, brush, and follow along the glide path with the X1 17 by 04 file in one or more passes until working length is reached. Use X2 exactly as described for X1 until working length is reached. Inspect the apical flutes of X2 file. If they are loaded with the dentin, then the shape is cut. The correspondingly sized gutta percha master cone or size verifier may be fitted and the canal is ready for disinfection. Alternatively, gauge the foramen with the size 25 hand file, and if this file is snug at length, the canal is shaped and ready for disinfection. If the size 25 hand file is loose at length, then continue shaping with the X3 and then necessary the X4 or X5 gauging after each instrument with the 30, 40 or 50 hand files respectively. Now this will be covered under the following headlines, that is now we have a high flex file system. Firstly, 300% more resistance to separation. High flex NiTi files with the controlled memory are up to 300% more resistant to clinical fatigue compared to other NiTi files, which substantially helps reducing the incidence of file separation. No rebound plus extreme flexibility. Superior canal tracking. High-flex CM NiTi files have been manufactured utilizing a unique process that controls the material's memory, making the files extremely flexible but without the shape memory of the other NiTi files. Regains shape after sterilization. We can do a multi-use. The shape and strength of files with a stratum spiral can be restored during autoclaving and reused. Files not returning to original shape should be discarded. Okay. It has got one file each, 04 by 20, 21 mm, 04 by 25, 21 mm, 4 by 30, 21 mm, 4 by 40, 21 mm, 6 by 20, 21 mm, and 8 by 25, 19 mm. An advantage of high-flex CM files is that they can be used with the multiple techniques, that is crown down, step back, or with the single length technique proposed by the manufacturer. We have steps over here that will be covered under the following headings, that is step 1. We start with the 8 by 25 file, then use 04 by 20 file for apical enlargement to the working length, and then insert a 4 by 25 file for apical enlargement to the working length, then use 6 by 20 file to shape the middle part of the root canal, then take 4 by 30 file to working length to enlarge apical part of the canal, then finish the treatment with 4 by 40 file to working length. Thank you.